Okay guys, well to make this hamburger, this is what you're going to need. 2 balls of tan clay, one slightly larger than the other. You're going to need a medium-sized ball of brown clay. You're going to need a smaller ball of green and an even smaller ball of red, and then a small ball of yellow. And a little tiny white snake. And then you're going to need a blade. And that's a tool that I got from my friend Nicole for my birthday. It has like bristles and like it's kind of stiff on each end. You can use a toothpick for texture if you want. There's a cotton round and some rubbing alcohol and a paintbrush and your chalk pastels. Okay, that's what you're gonna need. And okay, so take your slightly larger ball of clay and you're going to smash it down. You want it to be even on all sides because you don't want, yeah, I made it a little bit smaller actually because it was a little bit too big. But anyway, you want it to be even so that your hamburger isn't lumpy. So yeah, you want it to be in a little circle. Okay. And now you're going to take your chalk pastels and your well, I took a toothpick, but you can use your blade if you want, and scrape some of the brown clay. That's a light brown. They have 2 shades of brown. They have dark and they have light. And light, you use the light brown for toasting stuff. Okay, so take your light brown powder and just brush it all over the thing. Well, you're gonna want, you can brush it in the middle too, I guess, if you really wanted to, but you're not really gonna see that part, so don't really worry about it too much. What you're wanting to do with this piece is to brush it around the edges the most, because that's what people are gonna see when they look at your hamburger. So like even the bottom, don't really worry about it. I mean, you can if you really want to and if like you're OCD or something, but really just worry about the edges. So yeah. And don't put too much because then it will turn out orange. Like I think I said that before on one of my other tutorials. But I finally got some new chalk pastels. I'm just not using them in this video. But the softer pastels come up a lot easier so that you can, it doesn't take as much effort as what I'm doing right now. Anyway, so then take your brown clay. I think the one that I'm using right now is chocolate colored. So then you're gonna smash it down into a little circle just like the bun. I'm sorry my head's always in the way. I hate how that always happens. I'm definitely gonna have to do something about that. But yeah, anyway. So take the brown and smash it down and make sure it's a little bit smaller than the bun. But not too much because you don't want the bun to like swallow it. Okay, so take your bristle. You can use a toothbrush for this, I actually just thought about it. And just roll it around all over. You can use a toothbrush, you can use a toothpick. A toothpick would take a really long time, but like an old toothbrush would work. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like a hard bristle brush, that would work. But anyway. It's just making texture to make it look like it's like ground meat and not just like so perfectly smooth. So yeah. And you want to do the edges too, not just the middle. Alright, so there you go. There's your patty. There's my head away in the way again. Okay, now take your yellow. And I did it, you can cut it into a square if you want, so it's like a square piece of cheese. I did it like in an uneven pancake kind of thing because I wanted it to look like the cheese was melted. But you don't have to do that really. You can make it into whatever shape that you want it to be. Just nothing obscure. Okay, so yeah. So I'm just patting it down on there so that Yeah, it looks like melted cheese to me. Now what you're gonna do, this is your lettuce. I usually would have used a better green. All I had was lime green, so that's what we're going with right now. And you're gonna condition it and kind of pull it. You're not even gonna like pat it down. You're just gonna pull it and size it, make sure it fits. You don't want it to be too big. So you're just gonna like pull it, and it's okay if it comes apart because you know lettuce is kind of like that. So you want it to be really, really thin. I want it to almost look leafy, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just pulling off pieces and putting it on there. You can do that as well. So yeah, there we go. That looks like lettuce. Alright, now you're going to take your red, and this is for your tomatoes. And keep in mind, you don't really have to put all this stuff on there. If you just like plain cheese and burger, you can do that if you want. If you don't like tomatoes, you just put whatever you want on there, but I'm doing mine fully dressed. That's the way I like mine. And then you're gonna make little circles, like break it into two and make 2 little circles to look like tomato slices. So you're just gonna like press it down. When it's in a ball, you're just gonna press it down with your finger to make like a cute little circle. And sometimes it's really hard to get up, so you want to get your blade and like scrape it off if it gets stuck to the tile. And you're going to press them on. And you want to put them kind of close to the edge so that when you put your bun on top, like you can see them still. If they're too far in the middle, then you're not going to be able to see them. And what will be the point of that? So now, take your other tan ball and you're going to kind of squish it down. And you're going to squish the sides down. You're going to want to make the middle part more raised up than the sides. The sides are like going to be thinner and everything, but you want to make kind of like a dome. I wish I would have made mine more dome-like in this video. I think I smashed it down a little bit too much because it got really lumpy. Anyway. So then you're going to take your pastel and you're going to scrape some off again. And you're going to brush your pastel onto the bun. And in this video, I used dark brown as well. I don't really know why I did that. I think it's because I saw a tutorial like that when I first started doing Sculpey, and just ever since then I've been doing it that way. But don't do that. I realize now that that just makes it look stupid. So kind of just ignore what I'm going to do next. Yeah, so you don't do this. Unless, like, I don't know. You're definitely not going to need it for this, because then it makes it look burnt. Look, watch. See, it just doesn't look good. It looks like it has stripes on it, and that looks, like, retarded to me. So just don't do this part. But, okay. So now, put those away, and get out your little white snake, and you're just going to cut off tiny little pieces. This is for the sesame seeds. Oh, great, my handle broke off of my blade. That's awesome. Okay, now I got a new one. So, you're going to cut off tiny little pieces. This is for the sesame seeds on top of the bun. I'm not going to do too many. You can do however many that you want, that you see fit to do. You can do lots, you can do only a few. I personally don't care. I find these kind of things kind of tedious and painstaking, and when you're doing it on a tutorial, you don't want to take up too much of your viewers' time. So, I'm only going to do a few. So you're just going to roll them out into little, you can make them into like teardrop shapes if you want, but to me that just seems really painstaking for this tutorial. So normally if I was making a product to sell, I would definitely like, you know, improve it, make it look better. This hamburger is probably a little bit bigger than what I would normally make anyway, because I wanted you to be able to see it. If I would have made it like really tiny, you wouldn't have been able to see it on camera. So yeah. So there's the bun. And put it right on top. And just gently smash it down. Don't like go all out on it and like smash it. Yeah, you don't want to do that. But like just enough to where everything adheres to itself. And see, now you got your little bun, and your little burger, and see if you turn it over and you flip it around, you can see the different pieces inside. So there's your little burger.